Hey, what's going on everyone, and welcome back to another YouTube video. My name is Noah Shaw, or Ford 6-0, and today we've got my 2022 F-350 King Ranch sitting behind me that I bought from Georgia Big Trucks. And I'm going to be completely tearing apart the whole truck for paint match, and once I finish, I'm going to be dropping them all off at Precision Built in Granbury, Texas for some professional paint work. It's a beautiful day outside, so let's go ahead and jump right into this process. All right guys, so first things first, I'm going to kind of walk you through everything we're going to be paint matching. I'm going to be getting rid of the chrome on the entire grille, and we're going to be replacing that with the antimatter blue. As well, we're going to do the front and rear Ford emblems. In a second here, I'm going to take off the license plate cover up front, and then eventually I'm going to get a two-wheel drive valance that's a little bit shorter to about right here, and I'm going to end up painting that as well. We're going to be removing the headlights today to get full paint match to the antimatter blue and maybe some stone gray, or we'll do clear reflectors. I'm going to be pulling off the entire mirror assembly, the entire side emblems. I may do the cab lights. If not, I'll do those myself and make them smoked black. Then we're going to be moving on to the rear. Today we'll be taking off the FX4 sticker. We're going to pull off the tail lights, and we're going to pull off the rear Ford emblem as well as the rear third brake light. And then big thanks to Stryker, we're going to be working on a full 8-inch custom lift kit with the front Ford link, a cradle, and rear bars all the way around. So the truck's going to be sitting pretty high. I think we're going to run it on some 26x16 forged wheels and hopefully about 37-inch tires. So let's go ahead and get right into the process of removing all of these pieces and sending them off to paint match. So I'm going to walk y'all through it now. All right guys, we got the truck backed into the spot we want it. So the first thing we're going to go ahead and do is walk to the truck and pop our hood release. We're going to go lift up the hood. And starting with the grill, what we're going to go ahead and do is this plastic cowl has to come off. So we're going to get all these push pins out. And just like that, we've got all the little plastic pieces out. So you're just going to start moving it up and away and out. And we're going to come over here, set it aside in the back. And I left all those plastics with it so we don't lose it, like so. Now that we've got that whole plastic cover off of the top of the grill, I'm going to go ahead and grab my favorite tool of all time, the Milwaukee M12 3/8 stub impact, and a 10mm socket right here. And we're going to take off the 6 10mm bolts from the top of the grill. And set them aside in our metal tray. I'm going to set the impact out of the way too. And we're going to grab a small 3/8 ratchet and a 10mm socket. And there's going to be 2 smaller nuts on the back side of the grill. So we're going to stick our ratchet in from behind and start loosening those 2 as well, until they're loose enough to get by hand. Sometimes it helps pushing in the grill a little bit. And then just like that, the back nut comes off, and we're going to repeat the process on the exact part of the other side, like so. Until it's loose enough to get by hand as well. We're going to spin it off, and then I'm going to move on to getting the bottom 2 10mm. Moving on to the bottom side of the grill, I'm going to grab my plastic trim tool on this little plastic and pry it back until you can gently just pull it out with your hand. Then there's going to be a hidden 10mm bolt behind that, and we're going to repeat the same process on the other side and get that bolt out on each end. I just got the second plastic out, so we're going to go ahead and set these aside, get our 10mm socket, and go in there and get each side's bolt out. They are a little bit longer. And pull that bolt all the way out. Put it in our tray. And now the grill is going to gently start to unclip. You want to start to pull it on each end slowly till it starts to release itself. And then we're going to lean it forward. And you're going to have your windshield wiper fluid going in right there. You just pull that little clip back, and then you're going to have one little plug-in for the camera. Press that in and pull it out. Then now all we got to do is pull the bottom of the grill on each end like so. And boom, the whole grill is out just like that. Now we're gonna go ahead and set the grill aside, back in the corner next to all our other pieces. Gonna gently set it down right there. Moving on to the headlights, we're gonna go ahead and release the 10mm bolts off the top. On each side. And we're gonna set those on the other corner of our tray here. Now that we've got the 2 bolts off the top, third bolt was actually connected to the grill as well as the headlight. So what we're gonna do is move on to the last bolt on the side. Usually what I do is I grab a 1/4" ratchet with a 13mm socket. It's really small, it can fit in there pretty easy. And we're gonna go to the side here, pull back and down this gasket, which also protects our paint at the same time, and make sure our ratchet's ready to loosen. And slowly get it in there and down, making sure we don't touch the paint. And start breaking loose that bolt right there, like so. And then our headlight will be completely freed up and ready to be pulled out. And then there's just gonna be one connector that we need to unplug for the light. Okay, now our bolt is loose. I'll take our ratchet out and guide my hand in there and pull that bolt out like so. Set it aside. Now that we've got that side bolt out, there's a little clip right here you want to lift up for the headlight. Then we're going to slowly pull it out and guide it with our hand behind, making sure we don't touch the paint. And sometimes it'll get stuck on that gasket down below, so you have to pull it back a little bit, like so, all the way across. And then start pulling the headlight up and out. Just watching this top edge, because sometimes it can get pretty close. And then boom, we just got it to release. I'm gonna start lifting it off at an angle. Then we got our one connector back here. We're gonna press that in, pull it out, and just like that, our headlight is out of the truck. We're gonna repeat that process to the second side now and get that driver's side headlight out. Again, super easy. Pull back your gasket. You got your 13mm bolt right there. Just start loosening away at it. Then pull the bolt all the way out. Make sure you stay organized. And now we're gonna start pulling on the headlight. Usually, like I said, the gasket would get stuck, so pull it back first. Then you also have clips down there. We want to release this front top one, lean it back, then lift up and out, just like so. Then get the one connector, boom, and we are free. Set aside nicely, and then we're gonna come back over to the truck. The next thing we're gonna tackle, now that we've got the whole front end of the truck disassembled, is the mirrors and the side emblems. So let's go ahead and get right into that. Moving on to the side emblems of the truck, I'm just gonna reach my hands in behind, slowly start pulling. Work your fingers in all the way around, and then you'll start to hear the clips releasing. Just like so. There's the front side emblem on the driver's side. Now we're gonna move to the passenger side emblem. Yeah. Just work your fingers in between that door gap from the top, and then start sliding your hands all the way along it until it finally decides to pop on you, like so. Just carefully pulling. You got that last bottom clip. Sometimes they're a little bit stubborn. Sounds like it makes a nasty noise, but you can see our clips are all still intact. The other ones are left in the body of the truck. So we're gonna set the emblem aside now. Now we're gonna be moving on to the mirrors of the truck. So let's go ahead, open the door, move on to the inside. We've got this plastic cover on the front that we're gonna be starting to pull off, like so. First, we wanna go ahead and unclip that power there. Pull back this little plastic cover that's on that bolt. Then unclip this other little wire here too, like so. Just make sure you're careful doing it all. as well as the impact, and start unbolting this mirror. Set aside the nuts for there now. Now that we got those first two nuts undone, there's going to be a third 8mm down there. Now that we got the first two 10mm nuts off, there's going to be a third and fourth one down at the back right here. Slowly pop those ones out. Then be careful your mirror doesn't fall off. Usually I like to fold it over the window just to make sure, but usually it stays in there pretty good. Now we're gonna go to the outside and wiggle the mirror out. Sometimes it does make it easier to fully close the door, just so you can pop it off like so. And we're gonna set that aside now and move on to the passenger side of the truck. Moving on to the passenger side mirror, I'm gonna go ahead, open up the door like we did last time, pop the plastic off, nice and easy. Unplug our two sensors, the big one first, then the little tiny one. Be careful with these so you don't break them. And we're gonna open the door a little bit more and start loosening our 10mm nuts one at a time. Make sure you hold on to your mirror on the last one just so it doesn't fall. Then I'm gonna grab these nuts, set them aside for now. We're gonna close the door. Now that we're outside the vehicle, we're gonna slowly start wiggling our mirror till it comes out, like so. We're gonna go and set it aside and move on to our tail lights and rear of the vehicle. Onto the tail lights, I'm gonna grab my 8mm socket and my impact. We're gonna go drop the tailgate and get these out real quick. All you gotta do is undo the two little bolts here, like so. Actually, our screws, my bad. And then we're just gonna gently start pulling them back until they're popped out. And again, just one little plug in and they are released. Those are gonna be fully painted and smoked as well. So let's set those aside. Come on to our driver's side. Repeat the process. Pull them out and unplug. And our taillights are done in a matter of minutes. Next thing is going to be our third brake light. I'm gonna hop up there onto the truck. And of course, every vehicle I get, you know you have to get that black armor bed mat if you don't have bed liner. It's a super thick recycled rubber from tires and old waste that would have gone to landfills or just been junked or scrapped. They make awesome, amazing, high quality, thick bed mats out of. You can throw anything on here. They hold it super well. Check them out. Moving on to the third brake light. It's gonna be a Torx socket. So I'm gonna hop up on the back of the truck. I believe it's a T20, so let's go ahead, try that off first, which is right here. Test it. And that fits absolutely perfect. So I'm gonna grab a little reducer. I'm gonna throw it on the impact and get this third brake light all taken off. Nice and easy. Set the screws aside. Gently pull on both sides and unplug our sensors. Right there. This one's got a baby little clip on it in the middle. And then it is out. Go ahead and tuck the wires behind for now, like so. We're gonna go set this third brake light aside next to all of our other pieces. Now that we practically got everything I wanted off, I'm gonna close the hood. Other than that, we are gonna get the license plate little cover off real quick because that thing is very ugly. Gonna lift up the clips on each top part and on the bottom. And as you can see, all our cab lights are orange. I'm gonna eventually be changing them to a white LED and smoking the covers for those. But right now, we're gonna wait on that. But as you can see, we got all our pieces off, ready to go to paint match. Mirror's gonna be completely covered in blue. And then the emblems, we're gonna do some blue, then probably the stone gray on the letters, as well as the headlights. The grille's gonna be missing all the chrome. Then they're gonna do the Ford emblem for the front. Now we're gonna lift up our tailgate and grab our last piece off, which is gonna be the rear Ford emblem. And we're gonna paint match all that. Moving on to the rear emblem, I usually like to use a microfiber towel with a little plastic trim tool behind it, so we don't damage the paint. And I'll just stick it under behind the emblem and start pushing in slowly. Once you get it pulled up enough, you can just start pulling it right off by hand. All it's held on by is some 3M and 2 little clips. So once we put on the new one, I'll probably clean this up, clean the back up, and repress it in, and maybe use some new epoxy or 3M on the back side of the emblem. But that's gonna wrap it up for the rear tailgate. So we're gonna press this piece right in here. And next thing I really wanna do is just get these FX4 stickers off, just so we can completely match everything on the truck. So let's go ahead and get a heat gun and get that taken care of. Moving on to the bottom drawer, all I really rock is Milwaukee. I'm gonna grab my M18 battery. Hopefully we've got some charge, which we do. Then we're gonna move on to our emblems back here on the side. Heat up the corner and then start peeling them off. Now that I've got the whole thing heated up, we should be able to just slowly rip the whole thing off, like so. And boom, that bedside already looks 100 times better. I'm not much of a fan of the sticker. Let's go ahead, repeat that process on the other side and get this whole side looking completely even all the way across with no little outstanding red. So I'm gonna go ahead and start on this side now and just peel that corner off and back and get this side all the way off. And just like that, we've got it heated enough to come all the way off. Gonna throw all our sticker away now, but check out the look of the bedside now, just nice and smooth and even. All right guys, off the GoPro now. We just wrapped up taking off all the pieces for paint match. We just need to drop them off at Precision Built now. We've got the rear emblem, our tail lights, third brake light, side badges, 2 mirrors, 2 headlights, the grille, and that's the surrounding. We just need to leave that off for now until we put all the pieces back on. I also went ahead and removed the side Ford FX4 stickers. Looks a lot better in my personal opinion. I usually do that to every truck I get. All right guys, so that's gonna wrap it up for taking all the pieces off for paint match in this video. If you did enjoy, please leave a like down below. Comment, let me know what you wanna see next to the 2022 King Ranch, or if you have any ideas. And please subscribe to the channel. It would mean a ton. It'll really push me to make more of these videos. I got a new Bronco on the way from Georgia Big Trucks as well. So stay tuned, and thank y'all for watching. I'll see y'all next time.